Vanessa, I don't think we're quite through.
Excuse me?
You know, you and your pedigree may have intimidated people in Springfield, but I'm not one of them.
I hope we're not talking about my job status.
No, I want to talk about Michael Burke. Because for you to somehow suggest that I'm responsible for his death is ridiculous.
Alan, I was there. He died in my arms.
Yes. It was a tragedy. There's no question about that, Vanessa. But I am not the man who played God here. Your dear friend Josh Lewis cloned Reva Shane. And it's time for everyone to know about it.
What in the name of God?
I know what I saw.
You're not making any sense, Alan. I know that you and Michael were involved in some kind of secret research, but for you to stand there and suggest that Michael would do something like cloning another human being, like cloning Reva, is just sick.
All right, then I'll prove it. And I'll prove it to the world.
Put the phone down.
Cheryl, I want you to have the PR department call the media together.
Alan, stop.
I will be giving a press conference within an hour. Just tell them that I have the scoop of the century, something that will blow Springfield off the map. So the press conference is all set.
Boy, oh boy, when you decide to make a fool out of yourself, you really go whole hog, don't you?
It seems the press is more excited about meeting the first human clone than you are, Vanessa.
Why don't you call Mike Wallace in 60 Minutes? I mean, if you're going to make an idiot of yourself, why don't you make a national idiot?
I'm going to make sure that you have to eat those words.
What are you doing? Alan, stop. Just reconsider.
I want you to reconsider something. Think about all that has happened, Vanessa, and ask yourself the question, why would a sane man like Michael Burke have a bomb?
I'm looking at the reason.
I've saved the best for last.
What, you going to call Geraldo or Oprah or what is it, Captain Kangaroo?
No, I'm calling Holly at the Journal.
Well, now there's a good idea. Why don't you just go ahead and call Holly? Because she's had a very tough year, and I'm sure a shot of you with egg all over your face would just perk her right up.
What could I have been thinking when I invited you to come back to the company? I must have been temporarily insane.
Temporarily insane? Alan, you are crazy as a fruit bat.
Get ready, ladies and gentlemen, because this is the moment you're going to be telling your grandchildren about for
Alan,
years.
Stop this. You have got to stop this.
Why would I want to stop the scoop of the century, Vanessa?
Because the only story here is you and the very bad decision you are making. Now think about your company and think about your family.
Ladies and gentlemen, steady your cameras because the show is about to begin.
Alan, stop.
Dolly, you're just the person we came to see.
Who are all these people?
Well, now, these are the people I told you about, the people who are going to make you the most famous woman in the world.
Well, you know something, Alan? I've thought a lot about that, and I've changed my mind.
Oh, nonsense. You're going to be in every history book, Dolly. I mean, you're going to be more famous than Abraham Lincoln, Florence Nightingale. As a matter of fact, you're going to be bigger than the Elephant Man.
Well, that sounds big, all right, but shouldn't we do this another time? I'm asking you to leave, Alan.
No. Just trust me, okay? Just stand here, smile, answer just a few questions, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention, I want you to meet the first human clone ever. She is the exact replica of Reva Shane Lewis, but we're, for the moment, are going to call her Dolly.
Any specific reason for the name Dolly?
It's obvious she's a living doll, and
I like it.
And she liked it. You heard the clone. Now, listen, why don't you come around and take a few pictures before she gets shy and leaves, all right?
Right this way, Dolly, over here.
Now, just a minute. I have met Dolly, cousin Dolly, and I'll admit she looks a lot like Reva, but that is a far cry from saying she's a clone.
Now, just be patient, Vanessa. The fun is just beginning.
Where was the clone developed?
Mr. Spaulding, Deborah Klein, WSPR.
Yes.
Now, if Dolly is a clone, what about the original?
Yeah, we'd like to see the original.
Absolutely. She lives right here with her husband, Josh Lewis. As a matter of fact, where is Reva, Dolly?
Oh, well, I don't really think she would have liked this.
Oh, nonsense. And Reva would love all this attention. Is she here?
Well, no, I think she left with Joshua. She saw y'all coming up the driveway and wasn't very happy about it. Now that I believe.
Will you stop being so negative, Vanessa? What's important is that we hear who Dolly is from her own lips.
Yeah, are you really a clone?
But were you actually developed from Reva Shane's
No,
DNA?
wait, we don't want to say anything that's going to scare her.
Well, I'm not scared.
All right, then why don't you tell these people what you are in your own words? Tell them the truth.
I'm Dolly, and I look like Reva Shane because...
Because you are her clone. Isn't that the truth, Dolly? Now forget what Josh and Reva told you, because you are going to be so famous you're probably going to have lunch with the president next week.
Oh.
Yeah, probably in his private office.
Now you can't hide, so why don't you just come and tell us the truth and get it over with? Huh?
It's true. I am a clone. Reva and I are the same person. Now, Dolly, you don't want all these people believing that you're a clone. Yes, I do. I'm not proud of it, but I am what I am, and we've decided that I should face it.
Dolly, where were you born?
Yes, where?
Dolly was created at the Spaulding Labs by a scientist. Now, she aged in just a few weeks. Her memory is a product of many hours of hypnosis.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry. Are you trying to tell us that she's only a few weeks old?
Well, a few months, actually, but like any other woman, I really don't want to discuss my age.
Well, please, maybe you'd like to explain how you look the way you look and only be a few months old.
Yeah.
Lots of hairspray.
No, I think we'd all like a serious answer to that question.
Well, all right, then why don't you, Dolly, just tell them in your own words?
Well, I was created from the DNA of Reva Shane, and that's why we look exactly alike. And even though I'm an eyeful now, from what I understand, I wasn't much to look at early on. From what they tell me, I was bright red and didn't have a lot of control over my bodily functions.
Could you be more specific?
I was a baby.
You expect us to believe that you went from an infant to this in a matter of months?
Oh, no, I was given a very special growth formula.
A growth formula? Wait a minute. What exactly are we talking about here?
Well, what we're talking about is something that tastes a lot like cherries. And every time I took it, I grew another size. You know, it would be a really wonderful way to save money. It'd be a lot cheaper raising clones than it would be real people. You could save money on diapers and clothing.
Yes, with the added bonus of knowing exactly who you're going to get.
Alan, quit while you're ahead.
I can assure you all that the growth formula does exist. It was manufactured by the same scientist that created Dolly.
This is all very illuminating, but where is that miracle growth formula now?
Yeah, where's the solid proof?
Oh, I'm the proof. Right here, in person. Except, of course, when I'm feeling like Amelia.
Excuse me, Amelia who?
Amelia Earhart, dope. But then again, there are times when I feel like Jimmy Hoffa without the cement shoes because I prefer pumps. But most of the time, I just feel like Reva Shane, and that's good enough for me.
Hey, wait a minute. What's going on here?
What, is this somebody's idea of a joke?
Come on, people. I mean, really. Did you honestly believe? Did you believe this man's story? I mean, really? Please. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, let me explain. For some inexplicable but mean-spirited reason, Alan Spaulding has been hounding my family, suggesting that we're harboring a clone.
Which is true. And don't listen to a word she says, because she's trying to cover up the truth.
What's true is that I have been being visited by a cousin of mine. She does bear a striking resemblance to me, albeit somewhat younger.
Let me guess, your cousin's name is Dolly.
That's right. And unless her parents haven't told me anything, the woman is definitely not a clone. I repeat, she is not a clone. Because you and I and everyone else in this world knows that the science fiction that this man is spouting is presently impossible.
She's lying, and I can prove it.
Alan, listen to me. Listen, it is time for damage control.
I know what I am talking about. A man lost his life because he was trying to cover up this clone, Vanessa. Now, Reva, where is she?
I mean, come on. Can you believe this? I mean, why would a man like this, a beacon of industry, be coming up with all of these strange and bizarre ideas? A human clone, growth formula.
The next thing he'll be saying is that Springfield's been taken over by aliens and Detectives Mulder and Scully are being called in.
I have to say, it did sound a little bit far out.
Oh, far out? Oh, honey, I mean, if they can do this, if they can clone human beings, I'd like them to clone a couple of Joshua Lewises right quick.
Oh, I'll take one of those.
Oh, no, you won't.
Okay, everybody, I think we should give Mrs. Lewis her house back. And come on, everybody.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Yep, make my day. Let's go, everybody.
Please, we've got plenty.
All right. Well, now, some of you know Mr. Spaulding. Some of you know him very well. And you must realize that his behavior just now is completely and totally uncharacteristic. And the truth is that Mr. Spaulding has been deeply affected by the untimely and accidental death of one of his employees, Dr. Michael Burke. And it's just been, well, a little too much for him.
Well, you say accident. What are you talking about exactly?
There was an explosion in the Spaulding laboratory, and Dr. Burke died, and a great deal of important research was lost.
Cloning research?
Absolutely not.